Hi there, my name is Maggie, and I want to help empower you to live your most authentic self through the power of transformation and transparency. Transforming a admittedly once a lazy girl into a more polished lady girl, one lipstick at a time. I hope you'll join me on this journey, and let's create a safe space where we can all come together and thrive and to grow. Today, we're going to do a get ready with me. This is a chatty one, so I won't really be sharing the products that I'm using as much, but I will be just chatting about body transformation and body changes during pregnancy, but not only that, during, weight gain or weight changes. Anytime your body changes, we're going to talk about that, what it feels like, what it looks like, and how you can help. So I hope you'll stay to the end. I hope you subscribe and let me know down below what are any tips that help when you're triggered by any body dysmorphia or any kind of negative thoughts that come into your mind about your own body. So I'm going to show you less of what I'm using and more of just chatting. And then the lighting is something that I'm constantly working on. So if it's not the best right now, then I'm trying. I'm talk about body changes during pregnancy, but not only during pregnancy, like really throughout one's life, your body changes tons of times, and it just goes from like different phases, obviously, and it takes some catching up and getting used to. At least for me, it does. Today, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Liquid Halo Glow. When I first got married, I was a lot thinner, just to kind of give you some background. And then I got married and, gained a lot of weight really quickly. Not too happy about that, obviously, but, I was a little bit like, oh, okay, I have some curves now. I wasn't mad at it. I was just like, this is like, I just got kind of like the womanly curves, right? But with my body shape, it's an apple body shape. So I do hold all of my weight right at the center, just right between, in my body, right? So I do get bigger breasts. I do get a bigger tummy, and yeah, I stay pretty slim in the arms and legs, but not too slim, like they're still shapely. So that's what my body started looking like right when I got married. And at first I didn't mind it. I kind of was like, this is nice. But then it got a little bit too, because again, I didn't notice those changes happening quickly, that it got a little too dramatic. And I was like, oh wait, this is a little too much. So when I got married, I gained probably 30 pounds in like 6 months. Yeah, my lifestyle completely changed. My husband and I weren't making the best decisions in terms of what we ate. We were eating out a lot more, and we were also drinking and going out a lot more. I got married in my early 20s when I turned 21. So yeah, I just was not making the best decisions for myself at that time. And it is what it is, right? It happens. And then I struggled with my weight after that. I definitely, it changed my image of myself, because I was this kind of like smaller, girl to like a more womanly or filled out woman, And so it does affect your body image. It definitely changes your identity of who you are. I realized pretty quickly, okay, I'm not a girl anymore. I am now like, a lady or a lady girl, or, I'm just growing up. I realized that pretty quickly. And one thing that I didn't realize, but looking back now, the body that I had before I got married was definitely, that young, teenage body, because I got married so young that of course I could make all those crazy decisions and when I was a teenager, and it not change my body as much. And I thought I could do that once I got into my 20s, and it catches up. It does. So anyways, my body became that of a woman, right? And I wasn't mad at it at first, but years later, when I started getting all the weight in my midsection, then I was like, okay, this is not cute anymore. This is not fun. Yeah, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. But it also did give me a different perspective on my image. A lot of things happened right when that happened. I also got sort of became friends with a group of girls that I appreciate so much, and they were just like, you know what, that is your body, like it's fine, you know. It just, they helped me to appreciate who I was because they appreciated their own body, you know. And running into people like that, or you know, becoming friends with people like that really helps change you, and it shapes you as well. So we were just like, this is our body, this is who we are, get over it. And yeah, that helped my identity again. My identity had to change from being a single non-married person to being married, to making decisions that affected not only myself but also had, you know, my husband, but also had long-term effects, you know. Whereas when you're a teenager or when you're younger, you can make decisions that have no repercussions as much yet, you know, or at least you don't feel them as much. But not when you start becoming a woman. Those changes stick with you. And like I said, it helped change who I was. It helped me realize that I'm a woman now, and yeah, these changes happen. I was not, at first I definitely wanted to hide my body, but then after a while, I very much was just like, this is my body, this is who I am. And I was not shy about it. So I still wore crop tops. I still wore, you know, swimsuits that showed my body. I just was more careful about how, right? So I wore like high-waisted swimsuits. I wore crop tops with high-waisted pants. So it could still be flattering. So I think one of the biggest things that I learned in my early 20s is, or in my 20s, is to work with the shape that I got, you know. There's one thing that you can lose weight, but you can't change your body shape. And that's one thing that I learned with fashion, is to figure out how to, you know, look good while still being bigger or, you know, rounder. I love this time of year when you can hear the birds. They're back and you can hear them, and I love it. I leave the window open just for that reason. So, in my 30s is when I started to just get more and more confident, because I started figuring out what to wear and what would work on my body and what wouldn't. And that is a big trial and error process in becoming, you know, the woman full of confidence who I am. And a lot of it was just trial and error. Like, okay, I like this dress, it's trending, I'm gonna try it out, and then realizing, nope, this is not for me. This is not a trend that I can just pick up. That was kind of hard, but yeah, you just figure it out. You're like, okay, this will not work for me, so it's fine, moving on. So we did that in my 20s, or in my 30s as well, just figuring out what worked, what didn't. I tried as much as I could. In my 30s is when I realized that I had PCOS and I needed to work hard to lose weight. I was doing all kind of workouts that were not good for my body, my PCOS body. I was doing, you know, HIIT workouts. I was going running. And for PCOS, you really want to do slow weighted workouts, and walking is probably your best source of cardio. But I was doing very long distance bike rides, all kind of just things that didn't make sense. I was doing kickboxing classes. So yeah, just not realizing that those classes and those things were not going to help. So yeah, I was like mid-30s where I went to the doctor, and I was like, anything I do workout wise does not make a difference. And that's when the doctor was like, yes, you have PCOS. It's basically going to take you 2 times as hard to lose half the amount that somebody else would. And that sent me into like a slump. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely just kind of put me into a depressive state. When someone tells you you have to work twice as hard to get half of what other people are doing, someone like me, it's just like, forget it then. You know, I'm not gonna do it at all because it's not worth it. To me, that's what I thought, right? And I just got into that depressive, not trying to do anything state. So that was my mid-30s to you know, it took me a couple years to get out of that funk. Let me, oh, that doesn't help. Okay, I opened the window, but you might see the blinds on my face, so we'll fix that. But I want to leave it because with the windows closed, it makes a big difference. So we'll still work on the lighting situation in here. Once I figured out, okay, like get it together, you know, no one is coming to help you. You have to do this on your own. It's time to put in the work. That's when I started, yeah, putting in the work physically. I went to see an endocrinologist. I went to see, you know, which is basically someone that looks at your hormones, from my understanding, and helped me to regulate them. One of the biggest things about PCOS is that you cannot regulate your blood sugar levels, but also you have, your hormones are just a little bit out of whack. So I started taking medicine for it. PCOS also led to a hypothyroidism. So my thyroid slowed down because it couldn't keep up with, you know, my body, my metabolism slowed down and all that. So I started taking a hypothyroid medication, and it did help a bit, but it's not something that I want to do long term. So the best thing to help with PCOS is going to be changing your habits. And that is not the easiest thing. So yeah, just little changes in the habit. I started seeing a dietitian. I started just making all of the changes that I needed to do, and that helped regulate my period, and also help just regulate my blood sugar. And that led to, you know, definitely helping my weight, managing it at least. Walking is one of the best things you could do with PCOS, Pilates as well. So just realizing what will actually help work with my body and not like what's trending, you know, going back to fashion as well. Like if it doesn't work with your body type, it doesn't work. That goes for fitness, that goes for food, that goes fashion, everything. If it's not going to work with your body, it's not for you. No matter what it is, even if it's, you know, the trendiest, or even if it is, oh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about this lighting. I'm gonna try to fix this in like quote unquote post. I may have to move the mirror. Okay, that made a world of difference. That is it. That is the spot from from now on. I'm so sorry. That was a struggle to get here. But anyways, yes, so started making changes, started seeing a dietitian. I used Alara, which is an online you know, company that helps with PCOS, and you can see the dietitians and doctors through Zoom, which help a lot. You do have to do lots of blood work because that's really how you can tell with PCOS and all that. So it was expensive, I'm not gonna lie, But to me, I just reached a wall, you know, I reached a breaking point, and I was like, I have to do this. So it was worth, I think it was like $100 a month. And also the blood work, you know, was a couple $100 every time. And they almost want to do that every month, check your blood and stuff. So yeah. Then like I said, I got it regular, and I was so proud of myself. The doctor said that I basically got my blood sugar regulated. I won't ever get rid of PCOS. It's just the way that my body is, you know, built inside with my hormones and stuff. But I can manage it. And that was like, you know, hearing the best thing, you know, because at first I thought it was, you know, sort of like, I don't want to compare it to a death sentence because that's dramatic, but it was just kind of like made me feel like I couldn't do anything for myself. So the tips that I learned to help me to like be okay with the changes of my body were just recognizing that we all have different body shapes and sizes, and you just have to work with what you got, and it's gonna be through trial and error. Or you can find people online nowadays that have similar shapes and sizes as you, and kind of study what they do, you know, what works on them. Just letting go of what will not do. Just don't try to force something again with your fashion, fitness, and food that won't work for you. Really realize that no one is coming to save you. You have to do it yourself, and you can do it. That was the biggest thing for me. Now my body is changing in a completely different way. Obviously, since I'm pregnant, all my weight is staying in my tummy, which at this point in life, at this stage in life, being pregnant is celebrated. So people see my tummy and they're like, so cute. And every time I see my tummy grow, as much as it kind of used to trigger me, or kind of, let's say, as much as it might try to trigger me, I remind myself that that's where baby is. He is growing, and I need to let him grow and take up space. And that is a different struggle that I'm dealing with right now, like I said, but it is worth it, and something that I am okay with having my tummy grow, because I want baby to have the best environment. I want him to have all the room he wants. And that means letting go, letting yourself get big and all that, and change. Just want, if anyone else is in this spot with me where you're finding it hard to see your body change as you're pregnant, just realize that baby needs that, and you are creating the most wonderful environment for the baby, and that's what is needed. You can work on yourself afterward all you want. Other thing that comes with a changing body is stretch marks. So, you know, I have gotten I got my first stretch mark, I got my first stretch mark, and I see more coming, and it's scary at first mentally. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, this is gonna change my body. This is, you know, for real. You know, comes with the territory of baby making room for himself, which I want him to. You know, I write down in a little journal, little notes to him, and I tell him that just as he's making room in my belly, I want him to make room for himself in life. You know, I want him to take up space. I don't want him to shrivel and shrink in a different environment. And with that comes my body making, you know, having these physical changes, which is, you know, stretch marks. I'm trying as much as I can to help, you know. So I am trying to obviously put the lotions on, put the oils and the creams, but I still see the stretch marks coming, and it is what it is. You know, right now I'm in the acceptance phase, and I just want to stay there as much as I can. And I'm telling myself more than anything that this is, you know, okay and normal to change and to get stretch marks. Okay, so as far as stretch marks, these are the products that I'm using, and I'm still getting stretch marks. So it really does come down to, you know, your body and whether you will get stretch marks or not. It's hereditary, they say, but there are things that you can do. Don't just give up immediately. So this is one thing that I put on every night. It's vitamin E oil, and I slather this on. It is definitely, you know, oily. So I do put this on, and then I try to leave my belly bare with the oil so that it can absorb as much as it can. Before that, I do use this hyaluronic acid serum. So stretch marks come because, you know, the skin is stretching, obviously, but things that will help it is moisture, and adding the moisture to your belly or to your body will help with the stretch marks. So hyaluronic acid gives it tons of moisture. This one is just a brand that I found on Amazon. And you just want to make sure that it says pure hyaluronic acid serum, and it is just a serum. You put that on, I put that on my belly all over first, and then the next thing I put on is this Centella. This is Madagascar Centella Probiotica Intensive Ampoule. And yeah, this is the brand. I got it on Amazon as well. And then I put on, depends on what it is, you know, if it's evening, if it's night, then I will put on this Trilastin. This is also from Amazon. It is a Trilastin Maternity Stretch Mark Prevention Cream. And I put this on, and then I'll put on the vitamin E oil. So that's kind of my nighttime routine, is I put all those products on. If I see that I have a stretch mark, so now that I have little stretch marks coming, I put this over that area. This is the Trilastin Intensive Stretch Mark Cream, and it's for recovery for after. So I just put a minimal amount right in that stretch mark area. Then in the morning, I do put on the hyaluronic acid again, serum over my belly. Then I'll put on the Centella, this whole thing over that. Then I will put on this bio oil. This is a skincare oil. It helps to improve the appearance of scars and stretch marks. And so you get a lot here. Then over that, I will put on my cocoa butter formula by Palmer's. This is the stretch mark lotion. So that's kind of what I put on. Sometimes I'll put this on over after I put in the evening, sorry, I'll put this cream on, and before I put the vitamin E oil, I'll put this on. That leaves your skin very oily, because this is like, because there's so much oils in here, it's very oily. So my skin is like a jelly donut. My belly looks like a little donut at that point. But you know, I find it to be fine. If you you know, can't leave your belly bare, then whatever shirt you're gonna put over it, it's going to my eye is watering, it is going to absorb some of the oil and just get, you know, like oily. But for me, it's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I put on the belly. I'm gonna insert a little photo or clip right here where you can see what I'm working with. I don't know that I will be sharing full belly videos online, this on YouTube. This is a public space, so I don't know that I want to do that, but we shall see. If this is something that you're interested in, maybe I'll do something that I can make, a private video and share with just a few folks. So as I said, that is what I'm doing, how I'm dealing with my changing and transforming body. Just accepting and loving and realizing what's happening, and just realizing that you can help along the way, but there's also things that you can do after baby. So if you are in the trenches of your body changing, and I don't know if it comes with the territory of like body dysmorphia, but I just want you to know those are the tips that help me. Let me know what is helping you. If you have any, put them down below, and let's help each other during these transition or transformation times. Thank you so much for staying to the end. I hope that this Chatty Get Ready With Me helped you combat any negative feelings that comes with your body changing. And we can all look at ourselves with more grace and give ourselves, more of that understanding when our body changes. Thank you so much, and I'll chat with you in the next video.